I don't usually talk about serious things as an overarching topic online. Uh, I've been worried about stepping on the feet of people that can alter or take away these experiences that mean so much to me. Because I really do care about stories. Um, the people that could do that in real life and online, because you never know who'll see this. People that I know in real life are probably more likely to see this than people online are. Um, and more importantly, I've been concerned that I won't give these artists the proper love that they deserve for what they make. Um, I these artists that make clear, emotional, sober connections and experiences, they they really do mean a lot to me, and I get really concerned with the way a lot of people talk about them. Um, I don't really expect them to ever watch this, but I hope someone does and gets something out of it. Whether they agree with me or disagree with me. Actually, I'd prefer if someone that disagreed with me got something out of this. But these artists have one thing that they share that make them so important to me as a person. And something that, in my opinion, gives them attainable value to anyone and everyone. And it's the power of empathy, sobriety, raw connection. These things are so important, but they are also all things that show themselves in a way that makes people uncomfortable a lot. Um, I love the term sobriety when I'm talking about this, when I'm talking about music, when I'm talking about any sort of raw experience that might be hard for people to associate with or understand. Because we, as humans, we like to talk a lot about alcohol and staying physically sober from alcohol and not relying on a bottle to see the world through whiskey glasses, as whatever his name is would say. You know? Like we like to say, hey, it's important to be careful about that. It's important to put something on, put some real emotion into it and care, um, entirely separate from alcohol or intoxication. And it's really sad to see that we do put so much value into this. I love that, but when we put so much value into this, I don't think everyone realizes how intoxicated, mentally intoxicated people are every day when they walk the streets. Um, these artists share their stories, emotions, trauma, and dreams with us in hopes to connect with us in a clear hearted, beautiful way that is hard to experience sometimes and needs us to be sober. We need to be sober to experience a lot of things that are important to life. Um, these musical stories and emotions, in my opinion, open lights into our mind that let us feel the emotions that we're feeling and the emotions we need to process our lives and everything that goes on in it, no matter how rough or happy our lives are at the time. Uh, so much more than that, the intensity of the emotion clears our systems from what inebriates us in everyday life. And I think that's why a lot of people like to avoid it, because we talk a big talk about being sober, but the uncomfortability of being sober, actually being truly sober, isn't something that a lot of people want to come to terms with. I've heard someone complain about an artist I love called NF crying on stage live, saying, this is a direct quote, I just don't like him. And I think a grown man crying like a baby on stage isn't that epic. For context, the song, it's called Mama, is a real story about the artist who lost his mother to a drug overdose as a child. But more specifically, the song talks about finally forgiving his mother after years of anger and getting back to seeing her lovingly and as his mother again. I don't understand how a sober mind can look at this and say that it's someone acting childish. I think the intoxication of the world gets in the way sometimes. And even if a somewhat sober mind would say that, I want to tell not just that sober mind, but also the people that sober mind tells things to, that it's not childish to cry. And don't be afraid to cry yourself, because it shows growth, not regression. You know, expressing emotion, being raw and defenseless is growth. It's not moving back. It's what makes us us. And I think that's all I can articulate about this right now. I'm going to continue to strive to create more impactful stories and media that maybe one day can help someone out. And I'm going to strive to continue to grow my vocabulary and grow my understanding of these beautiful creations that other people make, so that I can explain them better and figure out how to share it with other people. Yeah. In the meantime, I hope I helped you find something that someone else created that gives you an impactful experience that's sobering in a meaningful and almost enjoyable way. I think that staying sober is so much more than just not drinking alcohol. I think I might start using that as like my channel sign-off phrase or whatever. Stay sober.